Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Finally, senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and to all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Well, thumbs up for that. In fact, it is indeed a brand new day. Cold, wet, gray, rainy. I've gone out for walkies already, and I have a cold. At least something going on here in my sinuses. The rest of my body, I'm not coughing. I don't have a wheeze or anything, so my sinuses are not draining horribly yet. Hopefully they won't, but they have in the past, and I've almost gotten pneumonia from it. But here's hoping things work out well. It's the first time I've had a cold in a while. So it's been a time, not decades or anything. So it's just yay. I'm not having any troubles tasting stuff any more than appropriate for my age and the way I spice up all my foods. I'm not having any trouble smelling anything any more than, again, the normal troubles I've had smelling with my sinusitis and sinus problems. That hasn't gotten any worse, so it appears to be just a cold, or at least just sinus issues. And even at that, I apparently have leaf mold issues, have had for years, and it's just started raining a lot all the time, and everything's staying wet again. And it's only been at that point that this has started up. So it could be a leaf mold issue. Thumbs up. But still, pile on top of that, oh my God, did I have horrible insomnia last night. 24 milligrams of melatonin, taken at about 11 o'clock. Went to bed around midnight. When I got up to go to the bathroom at 1:30, I had been clock watching. After I got back to bed, it took a time, but eventually I did fall asleep. I woke up around 4 from pain and spent the time just staying in bed until finally, it wasn't too early to get up. So I looked tired to me, looking into the screen of my tablet here. I look exhausted. And the reason is, I'm exhausted. I really shouldn't have had so much trouble sleeping yesterday, but there you go. So, with the melatonin and all that, and I have been taking a new medication, meloxicam, that's been working really well for pain, and I should have been doing good. And I was irate last night and this morning and right now that I wasn't able to sleep, but there's no manager for me to demand to see. That's the hand I was dealt. I gotta play it. Thumbs up for that. So yeah, I am not doing all that well. Back here, I have Kingsfield 2, the one that I've been playing the most. I had started playing Kingsfield 1 on my PS1 with the little flip-up screen, also with an HDMI cable. I have one of those RCA jack to HDMI adapter things, so the 3 cables, jacks that come out the back of the PS1 plug it, and the PlayStation 2, because luckily the jack for graphics on the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 2 were identical. So I just pop it out of the PS1, pop it into the PS2, pop it out, and then do it that way to go onto the monitor, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to see the PS2. But yeah, I've been playing Kingsfield 1, but then I started playing Kingsfield 2, and then I started playing it emulation with my Xbox controller. And yeah, so I've been doing pretty good. There is one spot. Oh boy, I had forgotten about this because I played this decades back and not since. there is a spot where if you're not watching very carefully, you can be hosed. And especially if you're playing just regular PlayStation graphics, you have to use these keys to put into these special locked doors so that you can get through them. One of the monsters that you hit drops one of these keys. But it can be very hard to see because a little green and silver mottled combination of colors, drops onto a sea of mottled grass patterns, and there it is. A little tiny collection of pixels on a 320 by 200 maybe resolution. So yeah, it's very hard to see. Even playing at emulation, it was hard to see. And I've got the graphics upscaled as good as they'll go for something like this. But it's still a good game. It is a difficult game, but then it's supposed to be. One of the things that they do that makes it not really frustrating, but it's amusing and frustrating at the same time. You need all three maps to be able to see everything that's happening, because there's a pirate's map that only shows areas that a pirate would be interested in, a mining map that only shows areas that mining would be interested in, and so unless you collect all three of the maps, you don't get a full vision of the entire area. And even at that, there's a whole bunch of secret stuff that has no maps for. That wasn't English, but hopefully you understood what I'm trying to say. Still, it is fun, and the combat is still basic, unless you can do something that is not talked about in the manuals. Each of your weapons can be, I don't know how to do it, I've never done it, but they have an alternate fire, where if you use key presses here and presses here, it will do a special alt attack. They don't mention that in the manual. They might have mentioned it in the strategy guide somewhere, an official strategy guide, but it's not in the manual. So thumbs up for that. Still though, fun game. I enjoy it. It's just really difficult. Again, and even with the alt attacks, the combat is basic. It's like if you have a mace, you do a swing. And that's, I'm sure there's more, but there's no lock on, there's no combat maneuvers. You know, it's just basically rush up and hit the combat face buttons. Unless you can get the alt attack to go along. So thumbs up on that if you can, and no thumbs up if you can't. Past that, have not been doing much, have not been thinking well. Did not go on walkies yesterday after a combination of after going to my appointment, I then, because at the end of the month my financial aid at the hospital runs out, had to go over to the business office to fill out the application for the financial aid, which meant I had to then go over to my bank to get a printout of some of the stuff from my account to bring back to the financial office thing. And I only have so much people time before I can't deal with people. I used up everything that I had holding it all together yesterday. But I did. And when I came back here, I was trying to go walkies later that night. And I couldn't do it. My anxieties were too much. I was just exhausted mentally and physically. Now, am I going to be able to go out? Because while this hasn't been affecting me other than here a lot, it has been affecting me. And with the insomnia dragging me down, especially today, I'm not sure I can go out there for a second walkies. I'm going to try, but oh boy. And then, of course, I'm still struggling to stay hydrated. Hokey smokes, I can hear how dry I sound. And the inside of my mouth feels like sandpaper. TMI. I have drank this entire thing this morning. I have had 6 cups of tea, 2 liters of tea, so a 2-liter bottle of tea, plus about 64 ounces of that. And I feel dry, so dry. And it's only 10 minutes to 2. So that's in the last 6 hours I have drank like 4 liters. And I am dry. But I don't have diabetes. Checked my blood sugars. My blood sugars are great. My A1C is right where it should be. Rock solid in the middle. I don't know. Thumbs up for that. Anyway, though, 11 minutes into this, and I have nothing to talk about other than to say, hey, if you could like, comment, subscribe, and share the video with people that you think would like to watch an old man yammer on about incoherent subjects in a terrible and inane way, that'd be awesome. So if you could do that, that would be cool. I'm not just an old man yammering on inanely about incoherent subjects. I'm not just that. I'm also an incoherent old man who yammers on about creative things like creative writing and solo RPG stuff. So, hey. And if you could check out the GoFundMe in the description down below, I'm trying to save up enough to get a not top-of-the-line machine. But I'm getting enough already that I kind of hope I can get something that, again, not top of the line. Oh my God, mid-range on the Lenovo's looks like it starts at 1500. And I put a hard limit, a hard personal limit, even if there's not a real hard limit on the GoFundMe, that I don't want to impose and get more than 1500 bucks. So top of the line machine is automatically not what I'm looking for and will not get even if people would like to. So I'm looking to get up to that, but if I can't, and I'm pretty sure that I can, but whatever I get, that was loud, I'm going to try and get the best that I can, which would be something that plays, at least modern games, moderately well. I'm not asking for, 8K and 120 frames per second. I like just 1920 by 1080. If I can play things at 1920 by 1080 halfway decently, that's great for me. I don't really care about the higher resolutions. The human eye has difficulty picking out differences past that. And with my eyes, it would be a waste. So I'm great with that. So not asking for the world, and if it would hurt you to donate, or you simply don't like donating, or it would mean you miss out on something that you like, then please don't even think about donating. But if you could check it out and think about it, that would be awesome. Thumbs up and thank you. I am getting close, getting really close. It is awesome. You are beautiful and awesome people. And speaking of beautiful and awesome people, if you are a Patreon patron, thumbs up and thank you. Been reading up more on the change with the Patreon stuff. It looks like with the change in systems, it doesn't affect like 90% of everybody. So there are probably no issues. That would be good. But if you are a Patreon patron, well, when you look in the mirror, you're looking at someone who is beautiful and awesome, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Thumbs up and thank you. And if you've left me a comment, well, you too are beautiful and awesome in your own way. I read as many comments as YouTube shows me. I thumbs up or heart as many as YouTube will allow me to do so. And I answer as many as my nerve compression will let me, which is not as many as I would like, but I do my best. So thumbs up on that. So yeah, now at 15 minutes, I am going to actually call this one to a close. Going to edit, render, upload, and hopefully you can get done the things that you would like to get done today. If not, please do not beat yourself up. That's not going to help you get things done. You're just beating yourself up out of habit and for principle. Be good to yourself. You deserve it. And if you've watched this far, if you could type Coco Shay into the comments to show the YouTube algorithm and me that people watch this far, that would be very cool. Greatly appreciated. Thumbs up for that. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. And that is indeed a very good thing. Yeah, I'm going to try and take it easy for the rest of the day, but I need to go to the store at some point again and get actual food to eat, because foolishly, when I went to the food store this morning, I bought donuts instead of food. And then I ate the donuts. Not only do they have a ton of sugar, I'm gluten intolerant. I have no words of wisdom to pass on. I am just a foolish human being. A miserable little pile of secrets.